for you. The movers and shakers in Michigan politics are all under one roof tonight, the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island.
Governor Snyder officially opened the Mackinac Policy Conference a few hours ago, and right now Stephen Clark is live there with the governor. Hello to both of you, Stephen.
Hi, how you doing? And the governor's, I guess you could say you've had a pretty good couple of weeks here because first of all, you got the minimum wage signed, and everybody got on board this thing fairly quickly. What was the deal with that?
Well, it was about compromise, and it was about bipartisanship, working together, because it was a good solution. It really addressed how to bring up wage levels for people at the lower end of the spectrum, and at the same time balance that issue about making sure we're creating more jobs. So I think it was a good compromise and a good structural solution for the long term.
Now, the conventional wisdom, or at least maybe the conservative wisdom, is that raising the minimum wage is a job killer.
Well, that's why we had to be thoughtful about it, and it got spread over a longer period of time, and we put in some mechanisms to say if we have 2%, that could freeze that change, and we have some limitations on growth. So this is a balanced approach, and it was about give and take from people from both parties saying this is a good answer.
And speaking of the compromise, the grand bargain that is so important to Detroit's future, again, both sides of the aisle got on board that one too this week.
Yeah, for the House, it was very exciting last week. We had strong vote counts in terms of people supporting that, and I hope we see the same thing in the Senate. Because, again, it's an issue about what's doing right for all of Michigan, and it was wonderful to have people get up from St. Joseph to other parts of the state talking about how Detroit matters.
Now, there are a lot of strings now attached to the state money. That's what it really was all about. Is this going to hamper Detroit's comeback, or do you think it's going to help it?
No, it should enhance it, if anything, Stephen. If you think about it, it should give people more confidence. Because, again, we've got good leadership now in Detroit, but as a practical matter, you have to think about a longer period of time, and it's not to interfere with the leadership in Detroit, but to create a better structure for financial oversight. Because how many people have been concerned about the finances of Detroit? This will help provide more certainty and confidence, and I hope it's a positive relationship.
You told a story at the Policy Conference in the 90s. You came for a couple of years, and then you went away because all they did was talk and they never did anything. Yeah, Has that changed?
Yeah, it was like Groundhog Day. The same topics came up every year. Now we're getting stuff done. Over the last 3 years, there's been a lot of items come up that they get on the agenda and they get done. If you look at the themes this year, entrepreneurship, STEM education, making impact, those are all important topics that I think you'll see strong action items coming out of it.
Okay, so do you think this is going to be a good policy conference? I mean, what do you think about the mood this year and so forth?
This will be a good policy conference. I had the opportunity to hear the mayor speak. We've had some other great speakers. There's a lot of great things going on, and it's about people working together. Again, we have common goals and objectives, regardless of where you're in Michigan. Let's all grow Detroit. Let's all grow Michigan. Let's win together.
Okay, I do have to ask you an election question because this is an election year and you are running. Right now, our polls show you someplace in the 40s and your opponent someplace in the 30s. Do these numbers concern you at this point?
No, actually, I view it as just part of the process. Again, I don't make decisions based on polls, but I believe I'm proud of my record. I'll run on my record, and hopefully I'll have the honor to continue. A lot of good things to go.
Will there be debates, do you think, down the road as we get past the primary season?
Well, again, that's premature to talk about at this point. I'm busy being governor right now, but as we get into more of the general election season, I'm sure that'll be a dialogue.
Okay. Governor, thank you so very much.
Great.
We do appreciate you stopping by. And in fairness, we talked to Mr. Schauer, his opponent, just a couple of minutes ago, and here's what he had to say.
Well, I think what's most telling about that poll is that Rick Snyder continues to be stuck in the mid-40s. His job approval rating is about 5 points lower than what it was last February. Only 41% of people approve of his job performance, 58% disapprove.
But conversely, people are going to say you're stuck in the 30s.
Well, people are getting to know me, and we look, the only poll that matters is the one on Election Day, and we know, as I talk to people in every corner of the state, they're very motivated for change. One, they're very angry about Rick Snyder's billion-dollar cuts to our public schools, which will be my #1 priority, restoring that funding and supporting our schools.
Well, the one thing both sides could agree with, you just heard him say, is the only poll that counts is the one on Election Day. Of course, we'll find out as this thing heats up over the summer and into the fall. But we thank the governor for stopping by and Mr. Schauer for talking to us. He is on the island, but he is staying away from the Grand Hotel.